What up, what up, what up, y'all? Y'all already know who it is. It's your boy Young SMOOVE. That's me. Let's go. Yo, I'm coming at you with some of the hottest, dopest interviews from my city, your city. You already know what it is. And not to mention the fact, I got my R&B only that I'm coming back to on TikTok. Where we jam out to the hottest R&B. Keep in mind, we're going to chop it up, hear about the latest and greatest in hip-hop and more with my good friends and good times. And if you ain't watching, what's wrong with you, bitch? Either way, push the damn button and let's start the show. Yeah, let's go. What up, what up, what up, y'all? Y'all already know who it is. It's your boy Young SMOOVE. And yes, I am here with the king of all kings, the Bossman, Bossman, one of the originals from my city, of course. Bossman, say what's up to the people.
Yeah, what up, people? You know, we repping that land of the old Be More City all day long. You feel me?
Yeah,
Northeast,
and apparently the
Sean
Orioles
City's
are doing
finest.
good.
Huh?
Apparently the Orioles are doing good right now too.
Nah, you must ain't checked the record. They did good the last couple games for some
Oh,
reason. They got rid of their whole team. We ain't making the playoffs though.
oh well, yeah. Hey, look,
But they have been what you said, what you've been saying. Apparently, the last couple games they've been beating and upsetting people. I done lost a
yeah.
couple dollars betting against them for games that they were supposed to actually lose and they
So
won.
you can't bet against the home team.
Hey, it's that's a when you betting this where your money at.
That's
It ain't
true.
even betting with your heart.
That's true. That's true. All right. So for years, everybody has known you as this center of our city in Baltimore. But take us back to the first time that you picked up the mic, and what was that moment like for you?
Um, well, when I first picked up a mic, it was elementary school. Ironically, in the fifth grade, I won a talent show performing crisscross jump.
Mm,
Right, we
mhm.
came in first place and won that. So that kind of just let me get a start for wanting to make music, performing. I always was in the dance, like Michael Jackson when I was little. Like my
Right.
mother would pay me to dance for the company when they came over. I would go down to Harbor and be in contests. So I was always in some type of entertainment. And then as I got older, I think what made me really want to start rapping is when both my parents got incarcerated. That was right after fifth grade, around like sixth grade, going into that. And
Hmm.
it was like a journal for me, like a diary. I was just writing like a little bit of rhymes of things. When I used to go visit my mother, I would write other people raps down. So by me writing the lyrics down, I got to dissect it. And it's like reading the back of like Illmatic when they used to
Yeah.
they put the CDs so I could really digest words and see what people was really
It,
saying and break it down.
that's so funny that you say that. 'Cause
Oh, right, right.
that's
Is it,
literally what's behind me. But yeah, that's so funny that you say
but-
that.
so that just got me like open to it. And then I started just writing for myself, like just writing about my life. I think when like seeing like Tupac emerge around that time, and he was rapping more from like it wasn't just metaphors. He was getting a lot of stress and pain off his chest. And like I said, my parents
Right.
being incarcerated, I ain't really had nobody to talk to, especially growing up. You know, you grow up in neighborhoods. Yeah, I was living with my grandmother. Your homeboys is like ill. They make jokes and like crack about certain stuff, so you ain't want to talk about growing up back then. So it
Right.
was like an outlet in the diary for me. So I took a liking it from that, and then I just kind of got nice with it. Once I started
Mhm.
doing that, being in ciphers, battling people around the way in the neighborhood, so I was like, I could really do this. So
Mhm.
after that, I really pretty much ain't even look back from that. I just like tapped in. This is what I was going to do for the rest of my life.
Do you remember what that first battle felt like?
Um, the very first one.
Mhm.
I ain't even gonna cap to you know.
No,
I can't
I'm gonna
remember
say,
what it felt
do you
like,
remember what it was like, or was it at the Five Seasons? Because everybody went to the Five
Oh
Seasons.
no, that wasn't my first battle. It was around the way,
Uh-huh.
rapping, and it was like young because it was two. I was in a group. I started off in the group,
Mhm.
so I think like our first battles, it was just more like ciphers. If you talking about it from that, the 5 season battles, they was like more like competition, so they
Oh
wasn't like
my
cipher
god.
1-on-1 battles.
And
I
see, and for those that don't know that are outside of Baltimore, the Five Seasons is a historical place where every MC, it was almost like our own Apollo for real.
Oh no, 100,000%,
You
especially
know
for
what I mean?
hip hop. I
Yeah,
mean, you had to
big
come on there.
time.
You had to come with your shit. You had to be on point down there to come down there and do that. But
And shout out to Lisa because that's where Baltimore paparazzi was, and everybody got their picture.
yeah, 100%. I be- I do remember like one battle around the neighborhood is when I think. that it happened. My mans and them, they brought me around the battle with a dude from New York, because you know when New York people, they the mecca of hip hop, so they come down to
Right.
Baltimore. Especially back then, they didn't think we was nice, so it was a lot of hype. And I was I was a young dude, so I think I was 14, 15. We came in there and they got in a battle about it. It was a funny part. I won, and the dude was so mad when I left. He was talking popping a lot of shit,
Hmm.
and my man hit him over the head with a Moet bottle. I remember that. That was epic in the
Yeah.
battle times back then. And then me and Scar had a dope one up Mervo when we went to the same high school.
Hmm.
That was like big up there. I
Yeah.
won that. He beat us in the competition as the group, but I won that battle.
That's what's up.
What's that?
That's what's
And
up.
in the dome, this what we was talking about was epic.
Hmm.
The dome was the way you had to go down there at them dome games and them ciphers and battles. They was ill.
I remember. I remember. I remember at least even spectating in it because that was my thing. Like especially, um, I was like writing under specific like radio stations and stuff like that at the time.
Mhm.
So I just remember watching some of those battles and being like, "Wow, this is y'all." It's for the love of the art, and it is. It
Yeah.
just is kind of what you do.
Oh
Um,
yeah, you got to do that, especially
yeah.
being an artist that come with the territory.
So, what was the hip hop scene in Baltimore like when you first started out? Like, what's the difference between that then and where it is now?
Um, it was scarce. Like how you said, we only thing we really had pretty much was like the 5 seasons for like to really come and showcase your talent. It was,
Hmm.
I mean, I don't know. I remember we got our early start like Annex Click. I remember them. Shout out to DJ Concrete. He let us come to his crib and did a demo for us. Well, that was actually songs. We was past the demo stage at that point. We was actually trying to put out because they was putting out records, and we cut a couple records with him. That gave us out like our first studio start. We was in the
Right.
kitchen, recording in the kitchen. Yeah, there's equipment all in the kitchen. So the hip hop scene, it wasn't a bunch of us though. It was like rare to be like you was a rapper. It was like kind of
Hmm.
like unheard of. Like I said, you could. It was little cracks like K Mac, him and the Annex Click. It might be some other people. I don't want to forget their names. And then as we emerged, you had me, Scar, the Block. It was NEK. What we did, and Los, couple other people, but it wasn't much. So it's like now today to see it flourish, it's obviously normal. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? It's like we was doing passing CDs out or selling out mixtape out the trunk. It was like to do it in Baltimore, it was like scarce. We had to give our first mixtapes as NEK away to people first to
Hmm.
even get them to buy in. We gave out like over 10,000 free mixtapes and had like a hotline and had people like calling. We started the movement, wearing the t-shirts around and started the movement and going around, but it wasn't many of us. We had
Kind
Major
of, kind of
League,
that
Molly
that
Man.
that feel of like that no limit feel, like just getting
Yeah,
it out the
yeah. We
mud.
definitely we
Right.
definitely no cap took the blueprint straight from Master P. Like we
Hmm.
seen what he was doing, selling out. So we did our information was like, all right, you gotta get on the radio, get your BDS spins up, get your mixtapes in the streets, and then sell the album. And that's how
Right.
you gonna get a deal. You know what I'm saying? So we figured it was doper because I wasn't boss man yet. It was a two-man group, Hash and Cash. We found some other dudes that was other parts from Northeast Baltimore to join together. So we put the Hash and Cash project on hold and was like, bro, let's come out like the Woo with like a group first,
Group
so
of
it's a
people.
movement, and
Right.
then we pick what's ever the hottest thing that people kind of feeling and go from that. And came next. That's why we had the hotline and had people to call. Like we had our own empowerment tours, NEK empowerment tours. We was going to the school systems and all that and pushing. So we was very professional as a movement, but
Hmm.
it wasn't it wasn't many of us. You know what I'm saying? That's why it was way harder to get on the radio, way harder to get spins, to get your
Yeah.
joint spit in the club. Trust me, they wasn't hearing that because the DJs was worried about if we play a record and nobody don't know it, and you really didn't have a way to get people to know it because they ain't playing on the radio and ain't no videos out. So you got to do so much in the streets to even get your name known, to even get to crack the system.
Right.
So it's definitely way tougher. But I like the way it is today. I like it. I love it. You know what I'm saying? A lot of independent artists are getting support home. It damn sure wasn't like that when we was
And then
doing it.
not only that, like we do this. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying to you? Because there was none of this. Like you
yeah,
couldn't have an interview and say you're doing XYZ, and then people
exactly.
creating, their own lanes and their own pockets for people that may have never seen you, wouldn't have known, who you are or what that is. Like I am blessed, all jokes aside, when fellas like yourself or even Comp that have done things outside of our city, y'all just automatically say yes to this, and I appreciate it
Oh
with
yeah,
no
it's all
hesitation.
love. You know what I'm saying? Shout out my guy Comp. He always been a good dude.
Yeah, Comp
But
Comp is hilarious. Let's be
yeah,
clear.
yeah.
That's my guy. But you spoke about NEK though. Give me a time or a moment that made you smile just being in that. Like, what was that time like for you about being in NEK?
a time in the moment that made me smile. There's so many moments of that we did. I think a lot of people don't know we was doing this. So when we first started the NEK thing, like group merger from the Hash and Cash joint, you remember Peter Guns and Lord Tariq had that Uptown Baby.
Mm-hmm.
Uptown
Mm-hmm.
Baby. So we was on got to open up for them in the whole DMV region for like 5 shows from like Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, DC, Virginia. It came up from that. So we was actually after the shows had our own little groupies, had our own little fan base checking for us. Like again, it wasn't no social media, so all you could do is probably hand them a CD or
Right.
something. So it's really no way for them to contact you like how it
Right.
is now. You could be like, come follow me. You just gotta be like hoping that you pop up one more a day and they find them. But we did have CDs and material to give them and stuff like that. So seeing or getting nobody knows you and we outside of Baltimore and you getting to spit for these people and you got 10 minutes, but really seeing a reaction and seeing people really rock with you. They was times like the smile to do
Yeah.
that. Another time I would say is when we had the Club Banger Face Down Ass Up.
Mm-hmm.
When I seen that getting played in choices and seeing everybody like dancing in the paradox and seeing that doom doom doom
For
doom.
those that don't know, Choices in Paradise was a moment
Yeah.
and a moment in time.
So it just made it real for us. It was
Mm-hmm.
like, all right, yo, we really can do this because we our music is getting receptive. And
Mm-hmm.
I think another moment would be like when we be at the flea market passing out them CDs and we'd come back another week or like two and people be like, I banged y'all joints. That shit fire, man. That shit junk. Let me check y'all out. Y'all got any more music and stuff like that. So it was just
Yeah.
like just getting that receptive response from your city and your peers and people banging with you.
That's what's up. And speaking of which, which is one of the most major songs, still gets a lot of love in the streets from time to time as well. When did you realize it had become the Baltimore anthem?
uh, when I made it. I mean, if you want to know, really, I really felt that confident in the song. It was like it was a no brainer.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
was like, and what people don't know, we got a little turmoil in the group. I just decided to go solo,
Hmm.
and then I switched my name because it was Jimmy Hash. When I said it was like the Bossman. Shout out to Tone Manson and Do. They from NEK. They stayed down, but two other members split and went opposite ways. So it was a lot of pressure. And the first couple records I was making just from being in the group, we was coming off the group thing. I was even in a 2-man group or I was in a 5-man group. Just to be real, the records wasn't hitting like that. And
Hmm.
then niggas wasn't coming to the studio really supporting me because it's just like, you can't lift, so let me see if you can do it by yourself.
Right.
But when I clinched because I already had a mixtape out, so I knew I could still spit. I was getting some love from my mixtape. I went and sold it myself. A $2 mixtape was called Two Live for Radio. But to make it, when I knew it was the anthem, was the spins like Rod Lee was the guy. You had to kind of go through him to get your name out there.
Right.
And my record wasn't a club record. Like not no knocking to nobody else, but from everything from Nature's Problem, Shake It Shorty to um obviously Bankrolls is fire, and then the other
Hmm.
Tim Trees joint, they're more like if you listen to the words in them songs, clubby type records. You know what
Yes.
I'm saying? Oh, it's
Yeah.
just like I'm spitting on it. I didn't even think to try to like make a hit record or like something
Hmm.
to bang in the club. I was like, I just wanted to make something hard
Yeah.
and rep the city. And then seeing how it was playing on the radio and people was asking about that shit, I was like, all right, I got one because people know the words. Obviously, they should know the words because I'm rapping about them, so it's very relatable.
Right.
And
And it even eventually got played at O's games though. Like it
yeah,
got played at Orioles games.
yeah, you see that do the for the 20th anniversary, I threw out the first pitch at the Orioles game.
I
You know
saw
what I'm
that.
saying?
I was
So,
gonna
so,
get
so
into
that was
that too,
crazy.
but
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
So I knew it was the anthem from then though. It was
yeah,
like like I said, you go to anywhere I went. If I'm in the building, straight they throwing it on. Then you see it, everybody in the club, and they just singing along with no brainer. So I knew I had one for us. It was bigger than Bossman. It was
yeah.
representing Baltimore. And for me, because I'm like a hip hop student, I knew how important it is to be able to rap about your surroundings more
Right.
than just your personal life, because that's gonna make somebody. Once you got them listen to your surroundings, then you can start telling them more about yourself and they relate to you. So it was sort of strategic once I thought of the concept. Like I ain't almost like I gotta find a Baltimore anthem. But when he was like, I gotta hook up with Rod Lee and we gotta go, and I knew he was the guy in Baltimore, and I was
Hmm.
like, I was on mentally on my high horse, like I'm trying to see this king. I'm about to put the city on. So I was like, all right, let's make a song that's gonna put the city on, and it worked.
That's yeah, I mean that's That's the story. That is the story
Right.
here. Speaking of which, because we talked about Rod Lee and recording with him, but also like DJ K Slay, DJ Envy, Big Mike, those are some heavy names. How did those connections first come about as well?
What it came up from obviously from getting a record deal from signing with Virgin Records. Just to
Right.
be honest, Envy JD Jermaine Dupri had made him like the Virgin Records DJ. Well, he had him
Mhm.
as a so def DJ at first, because I was the only rap act except for Gorilla Black that I think they dropped. There was a dude that like sounded like Biggie from the West Coast that was straight,
I remember that.
yeah,
I remember that.
that
Yeah.
was straight on Virgin. See, a lot of people think I signed with Jermaine Dupri. He was the president of Virgin Records, but
Right.
we had our own production deal with Virgin Records. Now he was
Gotcha.
still going to oversee. He had to write off of my budget and all that, but I
Mhm.
wasn't technically signed to So Def. Looking back, I probably should have, the way politics work. No, I'm just
No,
straight
yeah,
up.
right.
What you learn in business, I
Yeah.
mean, he gonna go a little bit more harder for something that's his.
Yeah.
And we was young, just to be honest, and didn't have a production company or record label structure yet. We had all the
Yeah.
talent ideas, but we wasn't really internally moving that way. So you competing with it, you can't even go up to the label compete with them. Like we moving there, think we Murder Inc. and Rockefeller, and we ain't set up for that.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
So
And I think a lot of times
yeah,
I think a lot of times we as artists or just in artists in general are like we're so hungry for this, but we also know that there's so many pitfalls, so we like how do we make this our own, and then you
and
like
and and, and then and then plus just to be keep it real because a lot of people don't know that if I'd have signed, but my money would have been less. The money was double
right.
my budget signing straight through Virgin.
Hmm.
So it's a lot of politics. And that again, I wouldn't say always chase the money. All money ain't good money. It's
Right,
like when you
exactly.
look back, because I mean, you might lose an opportunity for taking this money. So it was a learning lesson. I ain't no way for me to know.
Right.
Nobody that signed with us on the team had a record deal before. As a,
Hmm.
had they, I was their first rap artist to get signed to be their own artist. Now my production company had did beats, producer for Cisco. My manager was working on the writing, but they ain't had their own artist. So unfortunately, we just had a trial error situation with that.
Speaking of which, looking back at like the first major label experience that you had as well, what would be one thing that you might have wanted to change about your experience?
Um, Getting to know people in the building and the label more better. Like
Mhm.
it's like almost like starting a new job. Like if you starting a new job, not that you got to kiss ass and be fake, but you should learn your peers and learn people. Don't just come in the office when you need to be really mingle with people and network. You know, that's a big thing now. 20 years later, network with people. Go ahead and network, brush shoulders. I mean, you think you're an artist, so you got this dream. It's like long as I turn in the dopest album, they gonna feel the music and just go. But if somebody ain't really around you enough to
Right.
build, they don't really know your personality or your energy. Because they
Mhm.
only just see him when you pop up. And I'm from Baltimore. So what I would have do now, I would have probably got me a little crib up New York. The way I could have came up there, could have been cheap, came up there every other weekend and stayed up there and really just been in their face.
Right. True.
You can get more out of it by staying in their face.
Now, do they still ask you, "Is it like The Wire?"
Yeah, they asked me that. Everybody I work with Rockwall up when
So
we did records. He's like, "Is it like the Wire?" Just Blaze asked me that. Anybody we was running up to in that time, Mano, anybody, it was that's always the conversation once you sit down there and chill with somebody.
my first time going to Dallas, they literally asked me, it was like, "Is it like The Wire?" I'm like, yeah, "No, it's not. It's
I
just
mean,
not.
yeah, I
It
mean, when you
can
live it, you don't
be."
see it that way. I don't know if
Right.
it's worse or not, but it ain't TV.
Yeah, it's not what it's definitely not what
Yeah,
it used to be. It is not, there's not
yeah,
a Stringer Bell. I mean, I run
right,
into Felicia every now and again. I ran into Snoop, the last time I
right,
ran into Snoop, I ran into her at the Nicki Minaj concert. But
yeah,
like, and she's always polite and nice and
yeah.
loving to
She always
everybody
show
in the
love.
city.
Yep.
But it's never it's not it's not what you saw on TV.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Exactly. You gotta come down there for your own experience.
for sure, for sure. Now moving into like some of the music, Law and Order is still one of the hottest. Talk about what that album means to you.
I mean, I can't show. I got a mural of it in my studio. I mean, it's the classic. It's the best album I ever made.
Mhm.
I don't think I don't know when it's like when you got this drive as a hungry artist. So you got to keep in mind, it's no budgets. So you writing to be like, all right, this is my shot to get it, but you writing from a pure space or pure creative. It's like There's no really managers bothering you or somebody telling you we got to market. What's the marketing scheme? We didn't think about marketing schemes. We was the only
Right.
thing we thought about was like, what do I want to rap about? I had the concept. Like I said, I got into writing because both of my parents being incarcerated, watching me go to a trial at a young age, it taught me so much. Seeing plea deals and seeing how things work. That's where the concept Law and Order came from. It did not come from the TV show.
Right.
And
Right.
and then from a hip hop standpoint, I felt like the rap. This was no disrespect to them, but when I was shifting, it was coming in. You got to figure this is where all the No Limit, Cash Money, and this ain't the Wayne Squad Up Wayne. This is back it up and more simplicity rap because I don't want to disrespect it. Ain't like I ain't like some of it, but more less lyrical music was
Hmm.
getting the attention. Less conceptual music was getting the attention. Less meaningful music was
It was
getting the
that very
attention.
much so that bar and a line.
Yeah, so I was like, I'm gonna put the game back in order. It was Law and Order in my brain. I was writing from that.
Got you.
So it
Got
was like,
you.
all right, I'm about to lay law and put shit back in order. So I merged them real life concepts of what I was feeling like creatively, and it came out like a masterpiece. I didn't to be funny. I was still trying to be real. I was still trying to change songs. They had to force me to kind of put it out and be like
Yeah.
rush the release date. Like we got singles on the radio. We got to put this album out. You know, you think I'm like nah, because you got to understand I'm getting paid for shows. I'm hot enough to a point where I can throw my own parties. So
Hmm.
I'm a local celebrity at this point. So I'm like, want my debut album to be is dope, but obviously it came out fire.
You
Like,
did. It
so
did.
I'm glad I ain't hold it no longer.
Yeah,
But
oh no, and especially with the age of streaming, you're definitely in my rotation. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah,
Like,
yeah, I appreciate it.
and so I love to like create playlists, and when I create playlists, I usually create them. Like I have one that is my favorite, which is OG's New Style. So anybody that's done anything from 2020 until now, I put them in
Mhm.
there. So some of the greats. I believe that you're in there as well, like
Well, I
you.
appreciate that.
And so I make sure that those artists are in there. And so if anybody ever goes into it, all you have to do is hit shuffle on that playlist, and that playlist is fire. Like every
And
song will
and
pop.
for those that don't know, it's a special edition um of Law and Order on my website, bossmanandgod.com, because I never release it to streaming websites on purpose because the
Right.
platform, because it was like I keep that to me. If you want it, you can get it and stream it. You can stream it directly from my website. It's like
Right.
if you purchase it, you'll get a Law and Order t-shirt and an autographed signed CD,
Okay.
and then you will have a streaming link that you can use forever for life.
Okay. So I'm gonna have
So
to go
so
get
so it'll
that.
lock in for you. So it's like in its bonus records on there, 6 bonus records on there.
Hmm.
With Cisco, produced by Rod Lee. We got a record on there. Me and Mully Man got a joint on there with Chi from Rough Ends
Oh,
on there.
got you. Yeah.
I got the original NEK joint on there, and there's a couple other joints that I'm released on there. So it's a fans like secret box
Okay. Like
that
an
you y'all can
homage to
check
your
out. Yeah,
fans and just
yeah.
something that's specifically for them.
If you love that album, it's definitely for you to get it in a new era way to love
Um,
it. You
I'm
rock with that.
I'm gonna have to, because it's either between that or, like I said, there's certain albums of the people that I love that I would love to also get that would be on vinyl. Like, I'm
Yep,
not really
I
big
see
into
that
collecting
coming.
vinyl, but I would definitely love to have like Law and Order on vinyl. Like, I think that would be the illest. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
that definitely that. But speaking of which, as we move forward, so why did we choose the name the re-up as a title for the second LP?
um, two reasons for that. I always come from two sides when I think of concepts for my album. It's never just one. I Virgin um shut down because
Mhm.
I didn't get dropped because that's why I wanted to say that clear.
Yeah.
Actually, when JD broke up with Janet Jackson, he left and took a job at Def Jam because they shut down the urban department. They did keep the pop side, but anything urban that you was making over Virgin Records has shut down. I was able to get my masters back. I ain't get caught up in nothing. Ain't owed them no money. Walked out scot free. That was a blessing. No publishing or nothing because they shut down. So I was back outside, and then just to be real transparent, it was going between JD. We had built a relationship at that point where we would talk through text. We could talk. So he told me what was going on. He was going to Def Jam. He was like, "I'm gonna take you with me." I don't know what conversation might have happened with my A&R, my production company. So I remember he hit me. I was in front of Northwood Shopping Center. He was like, "Yo, they saying that you want to stay with your people." I was like, "I ain't said nothing. I ain't staying nothing nowhere, and I'm not locked into no type of deal situation." I was like, "Whatever you got going on, I'm gonna rock with you."
Hmm.
He kind of went ghost after that. stopped returning my messages, and then and life goes on. So I'm back out Baltimore, and I wasn't rich off that deal, so I'm outside thinking about the re-up.
Right.
I'm outside
Okay.
thinking about
Real
the re-up
shit.
for
Real
re-up
shit.
for my next deal. So I actually did re-up. You talking about like manifesting stuff. I read up and got the
Yeah.
put the Break Me Off song out, and that's how I got the MySpace deal
There you
over there
go.
when they had that. But that's where it came from. That's why we supposed the artwork was originally supposed to be a scale on a microphone on there. Like the person that did it was trying
Mm,
to tell me to do it, but when he kept sending me the pictures, I didn't really like it because I
yeah.
wasn't really trying to come off like a Rick Ross or a Jeezy
Hmm.
of it. And even if you listen to the lyrics, they want to say I was like the biggest trap star or something. It was just real life.
Yeah.
That's how I make my art. So that was like expression from that. But that's where it came from.
And speaking of your art, because that's a good segue to my next question, though. When you make a project, how do you know when the song is going to be an album ready song versus it being mixtape material?
It's tough.
Hmm.
If it don't even say in the shot, you kind of know the next day.
Hmm.
Like when you make some shit, because it ain't like I think I got good enough ears that I can judge my own stuff. It's like that ain't it. When what I think what I pick for when it don't fit the flow and the concept. It's like if I feel like I got lost um on what the subject matter of the concept of the album was supposed to feel like,
Hmm.
then I'd be like, let's just throw this out as a mixtape joint, and let's just not put it on the album. That's how I
Gotcha.
go off the feeling with that. If you feel it like it just don't fit, it's like putting on an outfit. You know what I'm saying? You was like, I don't know,
Like I
it
don't know if
look
these
cool.
shoes match with it
Yeah,
or
yeah, it look cool, but these don't match.
right, right, right. So, and
Yes,
speaking of mixtapes, you dropped so many mixtapes and have done so many different projects. But do you still find in this era that a mixtape still holds the same weight and importance that it used to?
no, but with hip hop coming back and vinyl and all this stuff, and then I seen a couple like rappers talking about they doing mixtapes again. I wouldn't be surprised if it stopped me. And even NBA YoungBoy just recently did the joint with Khaled and called it a mixtape.
Hmm.
So I think the nostalgic of hip hop coming back, I think it's going to be prominent
Yeah,
more.
because I think what we're also seeing is we're seeing a move of artists testing the water before their first album and calling it a mixtape, and
Yeah,
then saying it. Because see, back in I feel old what I'm about to say. Back in our day, back in our day,
right.
like back in our day, like you would take a song and the song would be something that might already be hot, but you may be the new original artist on it and rap on it, and that was the official mixtape at that particular point.
Right.
Right, right, right.
I,
Um,
I
do
would
you?
definitely like that version back. Like the original song mixtape shit to me,
Mhm.
as a fan, ain't I don't really like it too much. Now I always put one or two unreleased songs on my joints, but it's like I think I mean you can change ours. Things evolve, so I guess if somebody want to call a body of work of songs a mixtape, I guess that's what you want to call it. But to me, uh, I like what you how we started from. You get the mixtape of rappers rapping over other people's music a little bit, flipping it
Right.
their own way. And if you slide one or two of your own joints from there, I think that's dope. If I did a mixtape, it'd be more like that.
Yeah, because it kind of felt like it felt like you were paying homage to the artist itself and being like,
Right.
"Oh, all right, yeah, I love this beat, but I would have slid this way on this beat."
Yeah,
And
100%.
and I think that gives us a level of mixtape, but a newer generation saying that I'm testing the water for this because at one point y'all put it out. It would be like, look, this is the album. This is
Yeah,
exactly
that's
where we're
all that
going.
political. It's either the political shit or
Hmm.
the new generation, the way they intake their ideas of what stuff could be.
Right, right.
But
Sorry, that's the AI thing. Don't judge my life.
re-
You see me
regardless,
readjusting the camera. Um, so speaking of which, since we're talking about the new age, how has Baltimore sound changed from when you started?
um, changed from when we started.
And
I think
also,
I'm at. You
and the
know what's so
caveat to
funny?
that question is
You know what's
also
so funny? No, because
go
it's
ahead.
deep. Like Clinton Sparks was a good friend of mine and
Mm,
help. He definitely did some good things for me is to propel my career. And he used to tell me when I was rapping, I guess subconsciously because I was influenced. We didn't have rappers to be influenced by really
sure, sure.
growing up. So you was influenced by sort of like New York rappers, Nas and then Mobb Deep, like I said, Wu Tang and all that shit. So he used to be like, yo, when you talk, your accent is super heavy. Like I don't think I got it as super heavy as some of the young kids, but it was the dudes and all that. And he was like,
I
He was
say
like,
this
you
all
did
the
it
time.
in O and say y'all say Doug. He was like, why you don't do more of that
Oh,
in your
but
raps? He was
purposefully
like, 'cause
saying
when you,
Doug.
yeah, he was like, on your raps, he was like, why a little bit of that ain't coming off more. And I was like, well, I never really thought it ain't like I go to the microphone. It's like I'm purposely going to say something like that. I'm just
Right.
rhyming words. But I was like, subconsciously, I guess, by being influenced, you ain't as a young artist, you're not rapping like how you talk on your everything. I guess you got like a rap voice or
You
something.
do. You do.
Yeah, when you come in. So today, I would say it's more authentic to what Baltimore really is, the way these kids is.
Hmm.
And I guess that comes from the freedom of them having social media to get to be themselves or just show. So
Yeah.
I think when they go do a song, it just that energy snaps right there. So I think you can identify Baltimore artists like ASAP now.
Yeah.
So I think
Yeah.
they help propel that. Even when I'm over in LA, I say certain words and they be like, "Oh, you from Baltimore? I can hear the accent and all that." So I think the young generation has helped with that. And then as of recently, we really embracing, like I've been telling people for years, like I said, our first record that Pop was rapping to Face Down Ass Up is that they rapping to club music
Hmm.
more.
Hmm.
I would like to see them take that to a new level. But I've been, trust me, from behind the scenes, been pushing anybody young to do that. And when it wasn't cool, they kind of thought I was crazy because you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Older was like, yo, that ain't the sound though. But I'm like, you ain't gonna really pop until you somehow merge your sound. It was like, why you think Tate Cobain was able to use Raw Lee joint for so long, the same exact beat, and
Yeah.
make the song over, and then be able to get a deal, and it worked. And then, as soon as his second records wasn't a Baltimore sounding record, that's no diss. His career didn't take off.
Hmm.
It was like, and I know that from being behind the scenes, from talking to JD. It was like records that he wanted to put out that sounded more Baltimore, and we would want. And my production company, my main producer, shout out Neezy One Up, they birthed out of DC.
Yeah.
So I was like, at a time we
So they
was
had
trying
that
to
go-go
merge. Yeah,
sound.
we were trying to merge and make sure Raw did a certain amount of the album, and then they did something to get that Baltimore feel to it. So I was like,
Right.
I was just teaching them that that's very important. So I love that fact. I would just like to see more rapping sound, because I do think the only thing what I would say was happening now is that when you put a club beat to do, it puts somebody like they subject matter feel like it got to be clubby. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
going to be a shake your ass record. You know what I'm saying? Or some
Hmm.
club type concept. But I really think it ain't nothing but sounds. You slow it down a little bit, the tempo and the vibration and frequency will still be the same, and it's gonna sound Baltimore. I think once we nail that, I think we start getting out of here.
True. And speaking of which, do you feel like Baltimore hip hop is getting enough other recognition nationally? Because we do have like artists like TT the artist, yourself,
Hmm.
um, uh,
We
uh,
got Shorty
my man,
Shorty. I've
Shorty
been to a
Shorty,
couple of
right?
shows. We got a good fan base following. It ain't super take off yet, but I would
Yeah.
say he taking off, moving around. Like,
True.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? He's getting shows, he's booking it and like doing stuff. So he traveling the world
Gotcha.
without music.
Gotcha. If someone has never been to Baltimore, what's one thing they need to experience to understand the city's spirit?
One thing,
One thing.
hmm,
You gonna
dang.
answer it, and I'll answer it too, because I think I have an answer for that. But go ahead.
One thing that understand the city spirit is you saying one thing.
Hmm.
If there's only one thing, because maybe when that one thing is something around, I'm just trying to think. I would have to say a chicken box.
That's true. That was actually my other one. That was one of the ones that was
Maybe,
in there.
maybe. Wait, if you go, if you can't get one in like a county chicken box, you gotta
No,
go
you got to go
in
to
the
Lexington
city.
Market.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm about to say you gotta go to Lexington Market, and then hopefully you walk out of there, you might see a DTLR or something close around, and then at least you close by the harbor, you'll bleeding or something else. If you only had one thing to get, I would definitely say
right.
go to Lexington Market and get the chicken box.
Or if you want to talk about just the essence in general, Lexington Market, Saratoga Street,
Yeah.
all of that. Because I could say going down to Lexington Market, I've gotten the best chicken box ever. Of course, like you said, you've been close to the water. Um, hell, I got my first, horrible to say this, but that's how I found out about the R. Kelly sex tape the first goddamn time, because of
Oh
Lexington
shit.
Market.
Oh, the bootleg.
Yes, because bootleg, because of Lexington Market, they were selling the shit, and surprisingly enough, they were selling the shit out front of the DTLR. So
Oh shit. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. That's where you had to go cop all your music at.
that's all I'm saying. Not
I
only that,
sold out of DTLR.
I worked at DTLR. I worked at the one at Owens Mills. Yep.
Right.
Let me tell you something. I ain't never not had a job, but I I
There you
love
go.
the
Get
city.
that bag. Get
No,
money.
hey, I stay with a check. Um, so right now, you've been through a couple of multiple label changes. What's the biggest lessons that you've learned in the music industry so far?
Um, know as much as your own business.
Hmm.
So as long as you know, and then people are humans, so uh, nobody gonna care about you like you gonna care about. So I don't care how tight you is or chemistry, what you got with anybody. Know all your information the way, because you'll have a better job. Of, obviously, you can't do everything, so don't try to do everything. But if you know, then you can be able to peep shit that ain't going right, and then know what you're talking about, so nobody can't just tell you anything.
True, true. And in that process, like, how do you protect your creative vision when you work in the industry such as this one?
Ugh. Find a spot where where's your comfort zone to make your art at. And as hard as it is, do not try to do business at the same time while you create.
Got you, got
You
you.
gotta have the discipline to be like, you know what? I'm gonna shut down for a second and
Hmm.
create. And even if you only get like at least 70% of it done, that you gotta step out there because you gotta handle your business, play it for some people, start talking to people to market it, and you got your idea together. Then maybe you can feed off of them because you gave them enough that you got your clear vision of what you want to do. You can feed off of what they saying and then go back and maybe complete it after that. So, but I would say I wouldn't try doing both at the same time. We caught in this world of multitasking. Everything for like artists, they gotta shoot their own content, talk and do that. And it's true. There's like kind of no way around it. But I also think that that fucks up your art. You
Yeah.
can't you can't because once you trying to create something and you thinking about the business part of it while you're creating it, it's destroyed. Like I went through
Mhm.
that and I felt like I wasn't making some of my best music because I'm thinking there's one person in your ear, you know what's gonna get you to come back? All you need is just one song and a hit record, then you can do that. Or you do this first and then build up to a hit record. It's gotta be what you feel it. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
If artists grow too, that's like the worst curse. Your fans or people around you want you to stay in the box, but you really might not feel like doing that.
Right, right.
You
And
don't do it.
was there ever a moment where you felt like, you know what, I just want to walk away from all of this anyway, but what made you want
Oh
to
yeah,
keep going?
oh 1,000%.
Yeah.
Um, well, I wasn't gonna walk completely away,
Hmm.
but I was trying to take more of an exec role. I think when I went into the Travis Devon mode,
Got you.
I think when people start saying that, a I did like I'm not gonna act like I invented the wheel. I think when obviously like when Jay-Z started bringing his real name Sean Carter and stuff that to the aspect, it gave him a diversity of starting to look at him like a businessman. He was sliding in his rap. So you know you had Jay-Z the rapper, then it was like Jigga when he spit the slick shit, and the Sean Carter was like you see him starting to merge into a businessman. He
Hmm.
started venturing it out doing other things besides rap. So by going by it like that, I tried to sign a few artists and started like a different brand for myself. I think obviously because I wasn't on the stage of a Jay-Z, my peers in Baltimore thought it was just rap that I was doing. It was like, why would I switch to Bossman? I remember RPK Slave when he was hosting my mixtape. He
Hmm.
came out the booth, right? Because he knew me as Bossman from Virgin shit. He
Yes.
was like, yo, look, you my man, so I'm going to tell you this, and I think you super nice. But what the fuck? It's this Travis shit. He's what you call you boss man, nigga. You hear the way you spit. And I was like, yeah, I am still, but it ain't like I'm not going to use the boss man shit.
Right.
But I was like, I want to brand myself as this. And I had this vision. That's how I came up, but got the record with like Lil Durk, the dude A1 on there. He was my artist at the time that was on there. We went down to the shot rack, did the video. He wanted to do Lil Durk, like not to knock it. I didn't even know who Lil Durk was.
Hmm.
So I was like, all right, the way I can introduce you, you do the hook. We going on there. You know what I'm saying? We do the business for the feature. And then that'll be your birth. We get this on the radio. And then we put your record out next.
Dope, dope. All right.
Artists don't really listen. They let people get in their head.
We
He ain't happy
yeah.
with being enough just that he's on the hook and
Hmm.
complaining. But you on the hook with Boss Man, Loc on there, and then Lil Durk. And I made
Hmm.
that happen. But you complaining. I don't know who can just do that on their first record. But
Right, right. Because
and, and
you
I
want to
ain't got no
hook.
and I don't even have no paperwork on you really locking you into nothing yet. It's just like
Right.
intentional things to where you can figure something out. But I don't know. People
But you know you on a hook like so there's lightning in the bottle. Like there's a time sometimes where you'll get it and it'll be like if I
I
had
wish
to
somebody threw me on a motherfucking hook
right like
first.
if I had to throw anything into Inception like that, like like Nicki on a Monsterverse. You feel what I'm saying to you? Like
Right.
you don't get a stand next to that level of independence and greatness, and then just be like, oh, they just gonna throw you
I
on the
mean, you
hook.
ain't
And be
even
like,
did nothing. You ain't even had a mixtape out. Nobody know who you
yeah,
are. So this
yeah,
the way
yeah.
I'm introducing you to you. It's one of your artists you want to work with, and then I am hot in my city, so it's good. I don't know if somebody did that for me when we came out. Ain't nobody do none of that shit.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. And it was a lot of and
We
watching
had to do
you
that
and
shit
knowing
out
that it was a lot of
myself.
getting it out the mud. You definitely did a lot of getting it out the mud work.
Right.
But speaking of which, how do you measure success from then till now?
Um. That's a tough question. Oh,
You can tell I worked on these questions. I had to go hold you.
yeah, that's a tough question because I don't even want to cap and just be like, well, just to be um receptive if my fans feel it, because I'd be lying. Um, when I can make my fans feel it and make some money off of it.
Right. No,
So like
true.
at least some kind of return on my investment, because it was like as an independent artist, especially with the streaming shit, you dump a bunch of your own money into your art and push it, and you really
Mhm.
can't just make it back from streaming. So it was
Yeah.
like, as we see, artists ain't making that much more money off of rap. It's other things that they're doing. So when I can put a project or some art out that I feel passionate about and see some
Mhm.
kind of return on my investment, that's success. I ain't gotta get rich off of it, but just saying a return on my investment of myself.
No, that's true. That's true. You also have a song called "Far Too Long." Why was it important for you to make and speak
Oh yeah,
out about that particular topic for the Gen 6?
well, again, I didn't say this because you made it pop in my brain before. I wanted to, after seeing my parents go to the court thing. I wanted to be a lawyer
Oh, okay.
when I was young.
Yeah.
When I started doing about by the time I got like to eighth grade and I started finding out how much research, how much school I would have to do,
That
it's
part.
kind of like I don't know about
That part.
that.
Everybody,
and then I
everybody's not
and
built for that.
then I
Everybody's not built for that.
had a baby young, so I really was like, I really don't know about this. It's not
Yeah.
happening. Not to say it couldn't happen, because you can do anything you put your mind to it, but that's how I was
True.
thinking
True.
back then. So I always was on injustice things. I see it every day. I mean, I had my own issues with the Baltimore City Police, where Warren Brown threw me under the table as a black lawyer. A lot that don't
Mhm.
get talked about. Where social media wasn't out there, where they blocked me and a friend of mine up, and then assaulted me. It was in the paper,
Mhm.
but we ain't have social media to poke it up like that and do stuff like that. But
Mhm.
I mean, I always been a person that's seen it, what they do to us in this society, and you got to
Right.
speak up for that. And I got a voice, and through hip hop, I think that's very important. I mean,
Mhm.
we can speak about so much shit. If we can make people drive and rock this kind of jewelry, or do this type of lifestyle, or drink this, or wear this, or choose how they want to have sex or whatever, do we can dictate that. I think we can also dictate real issues.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
But I think
And
that we
that was
also
always
need
been
to.
important to me.
I think we also need to. I would love for us in this hip hop arena to get to a level of being authentically ourselves, but also being cautious of what the next generation has going on underneath of it. Because if
Mm.
words of power, sometimes I personally, I think that we use it and it's kind of getting weaponized a little bit, if that makes sense.
Why you think I started my company and movement, the lyrics do matter thing? That's what I'm
Right.
teaching
That
them.
was another thing that I wanted to touch on. That's why I said that.
They definitely do matter.
Yeah, they like words matter, words mean things, and it's very important. I think like what I miss is the days of like a Big or a KRS-One or a Nas or something of that nature, and you had it was lyricism and these words meant things, or like Fabulous, who gets left out of the conversation, but is definitely a big part
Mm.
of the conversation of the entendre and the double entendre. You know what I'm saying too? And a lot of times kids nowadays don't even know what that means. You know what I mean?
Right,
Which is which is wild to me. I'm like, you don't know what that means. You don't know that the word that you said means three to four other things. And it's
right.
like, and you don't know that you could play in that. You could play with that word or a word or something else. And just to do the simple, the aromatic ABC 1 2 3 is just it ain't cutting it. It ain't cutting it no more.
Well, that come from, I mean, basically getting people away from writing. I think
Yeah.
everybody took that, the Jay-Z, and I think Biggie did it. I actually did it at a point in my career. I did both, but I think, believe it or not, off the record, I never wrote that down. Now, did
Mm,
I write it? Yes, because we was at a my homeboy was getting. I mean, not my home. He is my homeboy, but my producer was getting his car washed. We sat out there at the car wash while he was doing it because we had the concept, and then we just drove around for a while. I was running around him making errands. He had the range back then, so I think we in a good car. Coming
right.
up, so he was coming off of all his success out the Cisco shit and Ice Cube stuff. So I wrote that in my head, and that's a 5 minute song. But I wrote it in my head. See, I think as a people, I didn't go to the microphone and was like, yo, 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 boom, hold that,
Like
punch
punch
that
me
in. We
in.
said, yo, 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 boom. Because when you at the microphone doing that, it's kind of
Yeah.
like intense. So it's
Yeah.
kind of subconsciously you rushing yourself and don't even know you rushing it.
Hmm.
So I was like, if you sitting with it, then you could train your brain. This is like you train your body. That's what Jay-Z said. He trained his mind to write raps in his head. He's not
Yeah.
freestyling it. He's writing it in his head. So I think writing is important because your thoughts, you get to scribble it out if you don't like it. Just saying cut that and there's a bunch of people in the studio and you hit the blunt one more time to say something. That's basically freestyling.
Pretty much. Like I remember writing my rhymes and being like, so we didn't know about punching in. So
Right.
there, there was you had to go through the whole goddamn verse, and then if you fucked up, you do the whole verse again. You know what I'm saying to you? And it was about
Right.
like trying not to capture the cadence or try not to forget the cadence and not capture that in that moment. Like we did reel to reels, we did all of that shit. So it never it never dawned on me until we got to this era of punching in. I was like, oh, it makes my life so much easier. I realized that a lot of shit has been like that though too. Like AI in general, sometimes as horrible as it seems, it actually has made our life a lot easier. Like I can send an
Yeah, I think I
email
was
like that.
at first I was against it a little bit, but I've tested out a few things. I don't hate it.
Like
I
I'll be honest with you, even down to this interview, like I utilized it to at least formulate my thoughts. You know what I'm saying to you? Like I still wrote everything out, but I formulated my thoughts and was able to say, okay, this is
it's
the
like your
question.
manager. It's like your personal assistant. I
Yeah,
get it. That if
yeah,
you use it for that, but you know, just like anything else, I mean, you smoke weed, it could stimulate you unless you think you smoke weed every day, you be burnt
right,
up.
right.
You know
No,
what I'm
that's
saying?
true.
It burns your brain. You smoke weed for certain times, it's gonna open you up. You know what I'm saying? You get this thing, smoke that shit every day. I don't know for some people, but a lot more people it burn you up.
Yeah, and I think also that we're a generation of people that we had to um put that pen to paper. We had to really research something and we had to say, does this fit this narrative? So to utilize AI, it becomes an assistant the way that it's supposed to, versus us being like, oh, well, I don't know the answer. Let me ask ChatGPT. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
gonna turn into that though.
It is definitely going to turn into that. It definitely is.
It's gonna turn into that. I mean, look at what hip hop turned into. Somebody write a hook for you to ghostwriters. Just write me
Right.
a whole song and then I'm a rapper now.
Yeah.
So I mean, and then it I don't know, because
I don't
I
know.
get it, but I don't
Yeah, and
like
hey, we will see. But going back to your stuff as far as like your current work and future work, from Law and Order 2 to Target Practice, you've shown like different sides of yourself. What's next for Boss Man?
um it's funny. I was talking to people. I'm definitely gonna close the year out and drop some projects. I think I'm gonna get 3 albums off because I've been
Okay.
working and creating, but something honestly, because I'm teaching hip hop now,
Hmm.
it's like I be days. I'm becoming like a super fan of it again, like of the culture. You know what
Ooh,
I'm saying? You do
ooh.
something for so long and just be like you live in it, so you're not really a fan of it, and then it do be thoughts in your mind. It's like, damn, I've been doing this all my life. Do I still really want to focus, like do this? And then I
Hmm.
just um teaching it, seeing it from the essence how it was created, why it was created, seeing if I got a class of 40 students starting off, maybe 17 of them are interested. By the end of it, all of them are interested in it. Like by the time
Mm,
the 12 course go, at least some where everybody don't want to be a rapper,
yeah,
but they're learning so much more. So it was like it made me a fan of it again. So it was like I said it to say some days I come home and want to create this way. Then I want to do the typical like hip hop lyrical rap stuff. So I was just recording a lot of moments, and then I get stuck. It was like to put a project out, and I'd be like, I'm kind of all over the place,
yeah.
right? So I
And
was
then
like, I
like,
don't.
so how would a project come together with
Yeah,
you
so it
being
was
all
like,
over
how's
the?
the project gonna come out? So it was
Yeah,
like, I don't want to sell my fans short. It was like enforcing that. I want to really feel what I'm putting out, but I'm figuring that part out. And then, like, I made a post yesterday. This the way they switch up how you supposed to put stuff out in content and algorithms is a little frustrating for me.
Yeah.
Like I was never a person like where we grew up. I'm not letting you that much into my life, filming every day on my story and doing all this shit.
But
It's like,
you did do something that was interesting though, because you actually did do, especially on Instagram, you did a lot of like inspirational stuff. Like
yeah, yeah, yeah,
you would definitely have like a lot of inspirational quotes in the beginning. So you did do a lot of that, which was kind of letting people in because it was a way of them looking at you as not just an artist, but you were thinking. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah, yeah. I
Yeah.
do that naturally. If somebody was around me, I can heard I talk too much, I preach too much. That's I'm a debater.
Yeah.
Like, or talk or just give somebody some inspiration and always speak. I like deep conversations and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
But
Like
I also
so,
think that that also speaks to the culture of Baltimore in general, because
yeah,
you got the old heads that are on the corner that want to give you the game and so on and
right.
so forth. No matter who you are, like that is it just is what it is.
You gotta listen. Shit, we've been here longer.
Yeah,
So, like I said, I ain't telling you to do it my way, but I might know something that you might take home with it. Shit,
exactly, exactly. Speaking of your music though as well, any dream collaborations that you still want to make happen?
it's not a dream because I want to. I want. I want to say this clear. Just because we've been out here and we've been vibing, it ain't like I won't hit him. But if it's again, I was just talking to my man about it yesterday. I was Juan Dixon was out here and my other homeboy Mo, and we was all eating. He was like, "Yo, you and Los ain't do nothing." Yeah, I was like, "Yo, man, Los got like a couple joints, but we ain't never really sit down and do nothing."
Hmm.
And he was like, "I'm on here." Nick Mosby had said the same thing. I was talking to him. He was out there. He was like, "Y'all need to do something." So I'm gonna try. Uh, our relationship is straight. We chop it up. We don't never really be chopping it up about like, yo, let's get in the studio and do something.
Right,
So I
right.
was like, I want to do
It's
that. I
everything
want
is
to do
that.
that. I want to do that for the culture of the city, and then by our era of rap is getting noticeable again.
Yeah.
I think it's like good timing for us to put something together. Um, if we were just shooting for a dream collab, it would be Esco. It would be Nas.
Oh, for sure,
It's like if we was
for
talking about
sure,
dream
for sure.
collab, I wish that would happen.
Oh
But
yeah.
I don't know, man. They go with the flow. It's just these projects probably won't have that many features. I probably got a couple. I will say I do got a joint project that is coming out. It probably won't come out to 2026 with Jay Royale from home.
Hmm.
We doing a joint project. Um, besides that,
And speaking of
I'm more
that,
trying to collaborate on film. Like before, when I think about that, like it's not to brag, but it's the way I create rap. I'm like I got it so dialed in what I want to do. I'm just putting it out like art, like paintings. Like I'm really taking the art aspect from it. And then I
hmm,
like to say like how what Chance the Rapper just did when he put like you can get it with CD and download your phone.
yeah,
When I put the product, I'm trying to do stuff like that, selling like art pieces
yeah,
and let that be that. So if somebody fit into the vibe to fit in there, then I would. I was like, oh, I need somebody for this. But if not, I'm just put it out the way it is, just like my art for
I
that.
love that. I
As
love that.
far as the rap part, but I'm trying to work on some film stuff that I got everybody from Baltimore, a lot of people. I'm gonna be reaching out to collab with that.
Okay, that's what's up. And speaking of Chance, that new album is nice. If you have not heard it
Yeah,
yet,
yeah, yeah, yeah. I heard it.
is
It
I
should
was
dope.
like,
It's fun.
this shit is dope. You
I
know
mean,
what?
he always been nice though.
He has, and he
Yeah,
changed the game on the way it was because he made the industry come to him and not go to the industry. So
that's the
Chance,
type of people I like.
yeah, I
So I was like,
love
he
Chance for
make it
that.
easier for people like me to not seem like I'm crazy.
Yeah,
Because
no,
trust me, I be
absolutely
saying
not.
ideas, people be looking at me like, huh?
Nope, you absolutely not. Um,
Yeah,
but the other album that I'm waiting for, that motherfucker Supreme Clientele 2. I need
yeah.
that
It's
shit.
gonna be a lot. It's gonna be a lot of pressure on that.
Yo, no, the two singles
Um,
that Ghost already dropped are fucking fire.
the pressure of calling our album a number two because I honestly
Yeah,
felt like Law and Order Two don't get the recognition
that Law and
it
Order.
got. Cause, but I
Yeah.
did it to myself. You know who geniusly mind fucked us?
Mm,
Nas when he put out Stillmatic.
yeah.
It was like part two, but I'm not going to call it part two,
Part two.
so you can't even compare it.
Yeah,
Because subconsciously, when you call it part two, it's just like watching a movie. Well,
yeah.
it ain't better than the first one.
It's like it's like Belly and Belly too.
Two, yeah, it's like
Nobody talking about Belly
once you
too.
do that part two to some shit, it's a lot of pressure. I mean, I
Yeah.
hope it's dope. I'm a Ghost fan, but I was like, ugh, I'd
Well,
have called it
the other
Clientele
one.
Supreme or something else.
Right.
Or
The last album that he just came out with was like heavily New York driven. All of the collaborations were in it. It was so fire. So I'm expecting that momentum. And right now the two singles that I've already heard of are phenomenal. So
oh no,
I'm
I
excited.
mean Ghost, all them, and well, if we just speaking as fans, I'm not gonna say all of them. Meth then leaked a few verses. Raekwon album is dope, and Ghost
Mhm.
for them at their age, they definitely
To keep
still
doing it.
rocking. No,
Right.
they
And to
still
keep
rocking. They
doing
don't even sound just like some subpar good for the age.
it.
They
Yeah.
sound real good.
Oh, and and
Yeah,
and offside, if you got that, you got Redman, that Muddy Waters too. That shit is
yeah.
fire.
I didn't listen to that.
Oh no,
See,
it's in my rotation with that OG's new style situation. Like
I'm about to check that out. I
it
told you them pressures of calling it the number two be scaring me.
it does. It is a little bit, but it is still fire because it's like I could say it's like, all right, like you have Law and Order and you have Law and Order one, and that's that first thing, but this is where you were in this moment, and then you have two, and it's so far, removed away from one. Yeah, I can see where you could be like, it's a little
I
bit.
didn't thought about it
Yeah,
several times doing the Law and Order 3.
yeah.
And then I even had a
Created
off
as
the
a
record. I
trilogy.
had an off the record full call for the record.
Yeah.
I've recorded that shit 4 different times and scratched it every time. I was like, I ain't putting it up.
That's because artists are so temperamental. Yeah, you don't understand. As fans, we want shit. We don't care. We sometimes we don't even give a fuck. We don't give a fuck what it sound like. We just like, hey, we love
Well,
you.
I'm doing a Law and Order
Yeah,
documentary, and once I get the show out, maybe it give me some inspiration. Cause I'm doing something special. I'm gonna try
sure.
to get it this year, but I don't like making promises. Cause when I moved, I ain't had time to focus on it like I wanted to. But
Right.
when I'm doing a show, and that's gonna be the last part of the documentary because I got a lot of the interviews that I'm gonna do, and then maybe y'all might get a surprise if I get inspired to do it. I mean, it ain't like I don't think about it. Just to be honest, as an artist, I think about it, but I would have to get some kind of that zone you was in. I don't want to sell it short.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, if you could write a letter to the fans about where you're headed next, what would it say?
Hmm. If I wrote a letter to the fans about where I was headed next, I would say, lights, cameras, action. Let's make a movie, baby.
Speaking of we talked about that. We talked about that off mic. We talked about the Tubi thing too. Tell me a little bit more about that as well.
So what when I well, I can't say this because this might steal my concept because they kind of already did it. But for like 5 years, I had this vision of something I wanted to do, and I was in places that I wanted to do it, but I wasn't in the right mental space. I was in the right financial space where I could have did it, wasn't in the right mental space. But being out in LA, as soon as I came out of here, I was able to slide into the film part real quick. But you know what kind of got me? It's a gift and a curse. Soon as that was picking up, like I slid in the Tubi movie and got in another one. I gotta give you the names to be posted because I ain't even get to say nothing just to keep it
Mhm.
a buck. But shit, it was a quick $1,000 just for doing it, and I got to meet people. And
There
they
you
was
go.
like, "You get into 2 more joints, we can get you an agent. You just got to just register and get 2 more checks." So while that was going on, Baltimore started picking up. I did a little bit with the Lyrics Matter thing, working with the nonprofits there. The Orioles 20th anniversary came up. Shout out to Mayor Scott. He gave me the street name. So I was flying back and forth and I kind of missed my wave with it. But the whole time when I came to LA, it was one of them was to get into the film stuff
Right.
and merge it with hip hop. So it was like now I kind of made it like I'm gonna stay out here and get my feet wet. I'm definitely tapping back into that and going into that, going hard with that.
Okay. That's what's up. I cannot wait. I'm excited. So I'm gonna ask you a couple more fun real questions. All right. If there was one Baltimore slang word that you need to start using again, what word would it be?
It was the Baltimore slang word that I need to start using again. Whore.
Or oh yes, because we do use that word religiously.
Yeah.
Religiously.
It was very offensive.
But
It
it meant so
it
many
but it
things.
but it wasn't offensive sometimes,
Right.
and it didn't always mean a female.
Right, because you could be a whore,
It was so
you
many,
could be
yeah.
a whore,
The whore,
or you could tell a nigga that you ain't no whore.
yeah, that ain't no whore.
Right,
Like, and they know you serious. Like, watch me get. I'm about to do this whore. Watch this. So
right.
it's so much shit you could do with that. Yeah, I
Yeah.
would have to use that again.
Oh, you know what? We bringing back whore. I'm trying to tell you.
I might have put that in. I might have write that for somebody, a Baltimore person.
I'm just saying. I'm just
But
saying.
yeah, I will say this though: that don't be a stranger to anybody that I'm from the city. Don't let me creep out on y'all and drop a few hits in my line. Hit me in the DM. I'm helping people off the rip, get you some hits with the sound because I really want to see our sound really rock off.
No,
I
no,
got,
and
I
and
got a couple producers. The beat packs is serious right now, and
and
it
that
ain't
and
just
that's
the
and that's
boom
true.
boom
And
boom up tempo shit. I got some shit.
no, that's true. That's true in the statement of that you're tangible. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Because
you can hit me up.
I did this
Trust me.
off the muscle, and I wasn't expecting you for you to say yeah or any of that. But
Yeah, I'm not gonna
sh- shout out to
put
you.
people business out there, but because I
Yes,
told them they ain't even got to know I did it. Just make sure we got everything. I want the sound to get more birth, but it's a couple people to me hitting me up,
got
especially since hip hop been coming back. So it's like they've been hitting me up, and I've been helping them out. So you can definitely. I got a whole school for it. I'm teaching a bunch of LA students. So anything I could do for a city, you're an artist, you can hit me up in the DM. I
you.
got you.
Perfect, perfect. All right, and the last question: what is the wildest fan encounter that you ever
Oh
had?
my god. All right, so we was it's a two-part to this one, but
That's
this is
fine.
about a fan. So it was the All-Star weekend. This when I was signed with Virgin Records. I don't know if people remember we had the black we painted and gutted out the cheese bus
Yes.
and we was moving around. So we drove that shit all the way down to Atlanta.
Oh my
And
god.
then we got it with JD. It was like, well, we going to All-Star Houston, drive that shit down there. So we giving out passing out the mixtapes to DJ Envy, Big Mike. No, I think Yellow Tape was out at that time. Um so we on stage and Snoop, Nelly, there's probably a bunch of other people too, because it was a big wide ass stage. This is All
Mhm.
Star Weekend, JD. It was definitely more than just them, but it was big. We already had we lit by then. So I got the cameraman with me. I hope this dude Malcolm still got the footage. So it's this girl off stage, right? She in the front row. We flirting with us. She got her tongue out. She let me grab her tongue and shake it, right?
Wait a minute. What?
Listen, she let me grab her tongue. She licked it out, grab my tongue and shake it. I stopped. I couldn't believe she let me do it and went and got my man. So I was like, yo, look at this shit. And she let me lick it out again and let me grab it and shake it.
Right.
And then
That's a lot of tongue.
she ended up on the back of the bus.
That happens. That happens apparently quite frequently.
In the cheese bus.
The cheese bus. The cheese bus painted black.
Yeah, painted black. She probably thought she was going to because we was on stage with Snoop and them. She probably
Oh
thought she was
yeah.
going to like the super rap
One of the
cheese bus.
hotels and
Yeah, cheese
no,
bus.
no, cheese bus.
Nah, we from Baltimore,
You said it was two parts to that story.
oh, that was the second part. Yeah,
That was the second part. Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
the bus. I ain't want to go too explicit because honestly, when
No,
I was
no, that's
saying
fine.
it, it was somebody that was on the bus that I ain't want to put their name on there because I would have been incriminating
No,
somebody.
I
That's
got
so I
you. I
stopped it.
got you.
That was I was about to go deeper. I was like, no, I don't need to say that.
No, no, say no names. Say no names. Say
Yeah.
less. All right. So where can the people find you?
Um, on social media platforms, everything is Bossman the God, and
Mhm.
that's so it's THEGOD, Bossman THEGOD, and that's the same thing as my website. My whole catalog, some of the things we talk about from Long Order, anything I ever drop, except for things I done dropped as singles because I ain't put on no project in a year.
Mhm.
But all the singles, all the old mixtapes from when I first started, the NEK album that y'all probably don't even know about, Welcome to the Palace, We Feel on Order, all that is on my website. And you can purchase that. It's just a small fee. Ain't nothing too crazy on there, but you can find me there and chat there.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, brother, I thank you so much for doing this. You are making this interview series doper than it needs to be, and I appreciate you.
I
Absolutely,
appreciate you too. It's all love.
absolutely, 100%. So, I'm gonna wrap this up. We'll be right back, of course, as always, and I'll let your boy. Y'all know what's up. All right, peace. All right, y'all. That's it. We done. We out of here. Hope y'all had a good time. Hope y'all enjoyed yourselves. On to the next. So make sure you like, make sure you comment, make sure you subscribe. Cause y'all already know what it is. We is outside. And that's on period. Yo, thanks so much for all the laughs. But that's all, folks. That's all she wrote. And until next time, y'all already know what I'm gonna do, what I'm gonna say.